total darkness. Stars like diamonds. Then a faint silhouette emerges from the void. Most planets we know belong to a star. They orbit it. They warm themselves by it. They live because of it. But some worlds are alone. No sunrise, no seasons, no parent star to call home. If you fell toward one of these wandering planets, what would you see? And could anything possibly survive in such a place? Tonight, we leave the light behind and journey into the interstellar dark. Rogue planets are exactly what they sound like, worlds that travel through the galaxy without orbiting any star. Some were violently thrown out of their original solar systems, ejected during chaotic gravitational battles between other, larger planets. Others may have formed all by themselves, condensing from lonely clouds of gas and dust far from any stellar nursery. Astronomers now suspect there could be billions, perhaps even trillions, of these rogue worlds in our Milky Way alone. That's more rogue planets than there are stars in the sky. But if there are so many, why don't we see them? Because they are almost completely invisible. They produce no light of their own. We can only spot them fleetingly, either when they pass in front of a distant star, briefly dimming its light, or by detecting the faint, residual heat they radiate from their creation billions of years ago. They are ghosts in the galactic graveyard, silent and hard to find. Now, let's imagine we are approaching one Baz. We get closer. Something feels deeply wrong. There is no bright sun to guide our way. No familiar glow on the horizon. The sky never changes. The stars don't rise or set. They just hang there, unblinking, like tiny eternal diamonds pinned to a black velvet curtain. The only light illuminating this world comes from these distant suns and perhaps a faint, ghostly glow from the planet's own warm core. Space feels deeper here, colder. The silence is absolute. It's a world without a day. As we get closer still, we can make out the surface. Without a parent star to provide warmth, temperatures on a rogue planet plummet to unimaginable lows. We're talking hundreds of degrees below zero. Any surface heat the planet once had has long since radiated away into the cold vacuum of space. If it ever had an atmosphere, most of it would likely freeze and fall as exotic snow. Nitrogen, oxygen, methanol, frozen solid, blanketing the landscape. Any oceans that once existed would be frozen into a crust of rock-hard ice, miles thick. From orbit, the world looks dead. Let's begin our descent. If any wisp of an atmosphere remains, it's thin, frigid, and completely unbreathable. As we fall, frost forms instantly on our viewport. The cold is aggressive, leaching heat away faster than any insulation could possibly protect you. Within minutes, survival on the surface becomes a losing battle. The story of this world, it seems, isn't on its frozen skin. It's deep below. Planets are born hot. Their cores are forged in fire and pressure, and for billions of years after their formation, radioactive elements like uranium and thorium decay within that core, generating a steady, reliable source of internal heat. It's like a planetary furnace that never goes out. And here is the crucial part. The thick shell of ice covering the planet is an excellent insulator. It acts like a perfect blanket, trapping that internal heat and preventing it from escaping into space. So, while the surface is colder than Antarctica, deep beneath that miles-thick frozen crust, something incredible might be happening. Liquid oceans may survive, vast dark seas hidden from the universe. Could life exist in such a place? It sounds impossible without sunlight, the energy source for almost all life on Earth. But here on our own planet, we've discovered ecosystems that don't need the sun at all. Deep in our oceans, near hydrothermal vents, life thrives. These vents are cracks in the seafloor that spew out hot, mineral-rich water from the planet's interior. Bacteria here have learned to harness chemical energy, not solar energy, to survive. This process, called chemosynthesis, forms the base of a unique food web. No sky, no sunrise, but there is energy. And there is time. Life there would be utterly alien, yet entirely possible. Let's continue our journey downward through the ice. We deploy a probe, melting its way through the frozen shell. For miles, it's just ice. The pressure increases, and slowly the temperature begins to rise. The ice becomes warmer, softer, and then, suddenly, break through water. We are floating in a liquid ocean, completely hidden from the cosmos. Above us, kilometers of solid ice act as a shield, protecting this ocean from the deadly radiation and cold of space. Below us, a warm, rocky mantle, perhaps dotted with those life-giving hydrothermal vents. You could float in this endless darkness and never even know that stars exist. If life evolved here, think about what it would be like. It would be the loneliest ecosystem imaginable. These organisms would never develop astronomy. They would never gaze at the stars and wonder what they are. They would never imagine other worlds or other suns. For them, their dark, warm ocean would be the entire universe. The universe would be small, contained, and finite. This brings us to a surprising and profound truth. We tend to think that life requires a star. We search for planets in the habitable zone, that perfect distance where liquid water can exist on a planet's surface. But rogue planets challenge that entire idea. If internal heat and liquid water are the only true necessities, then the galaxy may be filled with hidden biospheres. There could be more life thriving in the darkness of interstellar space than in the light of all the suns combined. Worlds drifting forever through the night, each one carrying a secret ocean that no telescope will ever see. A rogue planet sounds like a tragedy. A world lost, an orphan cast out from its family. A place where life can survive long after its parent star has died. They are lost, but they may not be empty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into the dark, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more explorations into the cosmos.